shot at other teams, and I'm very, very sure that Emmy did exactly that. That he looked at mousesports Nuke and that he's absolutely ready for it and knows how they play on it, and might have some good counter strats ready for it as well.
Definitely going to be a possibility, so we've got to keep an eye out for that. Fun plus Phoenix do also have the advantage here of at least getting the start off on the CT side. So they must have found the knife round in their favor. We'll see how this plays out now. Of course, nades-wise on that T side, it's going to be Dexter and Rops picking up a little bit with those smokes being dropped. At least one of them over towards main. They're actually going to try and push down Rops, though. I like this idea. Two of them going forward. But it's actually Farley a little bit forward on his own, unfortunately. So no chance for the trade to come in. And then Stick going towards Hell is going to get caught by that ramp push coming forward. So it's not looking good so far for Fun plus Phoenix.
Yeah. Good idea to push outside here, but they had to face Robs, so he's just quick at getting the headshot and makes it look easy. The bomb plan's still not coming down, but honestly, at this wait, huh? How did
maybe then
how did that happen? It's only Beamish left alive in a 1 versus 2. Out of nowhere, Fun plus Phoenix defending 4 kills. Beamish has a good amount of time, can pick up the bomb as well. Just unsure, of course, where those players are, so right now he's trying to figure out where. As Mouse seems like they have thrown away safe pistol round win. It's gonna go for the plant. That should be hurt to the rotation from the player who's on top. It's on A. Gonna come in. Beamish. Of course, this position is kind of obvious. Without nades, should still make this work. Kill Madden, and now as well, second kill here as well in this clutch scenario. It's a bit too hard for him here. He's gonna make it. Yeah, then they made it way too hard for him. How did that happen?
I mean, it got a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie, with Beamaz being dropped into the position where he had to actually pull off the clutch. But, I mean, it was kind of just, we asked how it happened, but it was similar to what Beamaz done. They're playing out his 1-on-2.
Okay, so he's
in from door.
Okay.
You can isolate the fights. He actually caught a flanker, apparently, as well. So it was a pretty good attempt, I've got to say, from Fun plus Phoenix, considering the initial kind of position they were in, being completely outnumbered. Sure. But still, then, you're up against Beamaz, and he just plays that absolutely flawlessly then in the 1-on-2. So it's going to be Mouse who managed to find the pistol, even if things do get a lot shakier than they were looking to be initially. And well, as long as they can overcome this force buy, then they should have themselves a pretty strong start here on Nuke.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Robs was looking pretty much like Dexter for a second. Let's see. Mouse can... I mean, just to get some... at best, even just get a lot of fraction with the Mac-10s. Stack up the money. A lot of players staying alive. FPX here with 2 Deagles, 2 5.7s. Bit more of an adaptation here. Pretty sure those 5.7s would be Deagles pre-nerf. See how this is gonna work out. Emmy here, no chance. Instantly is gonna get taken down. Madden at least finds one with the spray. Nade coming through. It's gonna finish off Farley as well, and now it's only Sticker. There's a 5.7 and a Scout. Actually would be solid if he saves that. Because, yes, FPX, they just forced up. They will not buy in the next round, but it still is something to work with. You can drop over the 5.7 as well and then use the Scout yourself, or the other way around. And then you have 2 weapons which are definitely better than the USPs. Right now, it's looking like he's gonna save that into the next round.
Anything over nothing, really. I don't think he's going to complain if he can carry the Scout over. And as you're saying, Mouse aren't really going to look for it. Don't really need to. It wouldn't be too worthwhile to throw away their own weapons when they've gone in on a relatively safe investment here, pulling out the majority Galils onto the investment as well. Maybe it would have been worthwhile for Rops, and I think he was on a little bit of a hunt right there, but just didn't quite have the time, unfortunately, to make it towards him. So it is going to be Mouse getting themselves the 2-0 start. As you said, a few pistols maybe behind this Scout, but I wouldn't imagine much investment. As indeed, it's going to be dropped back over to Farley. He'll hang on to the Kevlar and a CZ himself. And with a P250 and a nade on pistols and nades in general still actually coming out onto these CT players, there's still a pretty good opportunity for some damage to be done. Again, just kill 1 or 2 players. With how heavy they're going on the rifles here for Mouse, it would still be at least considerable damage. But that nade is nasty. We all knew Dexter was a murderer. That was unnecessary.
Yeah. You might think that Dexter, you know, shows no emotions because he even left his kid behind in Australia. Cold-blooded killer,
Meme
right?
for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember hearing it back in the day, back a while ago anyway now. Bit of aggression through lobby. I mean, at this stage, you may as well take some risks. You haven't got a lot to lose. You have a lot more to gain from taking those risks and potentially hoping they pay off. It doesn't, though, in this case, as Emmy's going to get caught by the MAC-10 in towards lobby, feeding over some extra cash into the side of Mouse right there, unfortunately. But it seems to be the rifles overall that are getting the killing done. The bomb's going to go down on A, and I mean, at this stage, both players could consider a save. I think Sticko maybe more so, just considering he has full Kevlar, including the helmet right there. So that's actually pretty valuable in this follow-up round. But he seems to want to move in and maybe do a little bit more damage, see if they can take down a couple of players. He was distracting a small bit there for Zen to be able to catch one, and I think he's going to get more. Indeed, the headshot onto Acor. That was a nice little flick. Rox is really low on health here as well, so there's a lot of kills coming through. A great recovery in terms of just taking away the MAC-10 even here for Sticko. I don't imagine he'll hang on to it. Maybe he will. Perhaps he'll throw it to Madden even, who's a little bit lower on economy, so it might even help them in that way. But just the damage they've done. They dropped a couple of Galils out of the hands of Mouse. They dropped one of the MAC-10s as well. And they're going to ensure that the economy is not too ridiculous now coming into this first gun round. But it will still be decent, I believe. So Mouse, they should have something left over.
Yeah, for sure. It's of course gonna put a dent into their economy, having to rebuy a lot of those guns. Often you want to look like, especially if you have like some of those MAC-10s, for example, you want to look to keep them and just make it a bonus round as well. So that's all not possible. Meanwhile, FPX now, ooh, interesting. Gonna go for the double op setup. So we actually have 3 ops in play. That is very, very uncommon on Nuke. Because even if you have a double op setup on the CT side, it's not that common that you see an op on the T side either, although you, of course, will still see it often enough. At the 3 ops, cross spread over those 2 teams, very raw, and Falik is gonna start it off with the first kill here, and the push from Zen, completely unexpected. I love to see when, you know, the oppers play around the rifle players, or they play around each other. Make it a bait and switch. Zen not expected, and of course at the same time Falik was able to hold down the angle to make sure that the push can happen without a problem. It's just beautifully played. Zen here is gonna get a 3rd kill, and that's gonna set up FPX to catch up with the round very, very quickly. Because in the best of 1, of course, if you go down the hole of going 0-5 and then maybe even further, the pressure is really, really on.
Apologies, I was just getting the title updated there for us so people know what's going on. People know this match is going down. We don't want them missing out on it. But a strong round there, I've got to say, from what I'm seeing there from Zen. Anyway, nice little triple on outside. That's what you want to see. He's always been one of those players who really can pop off. But I think in terms of finding the consistency, maybe that's still yet to be there. But it's early days, obviously, on this map now. A good opening gun round at least goes their way. And as I said, with the damage having been done, while there is just about enough there for the buy to come in for Mouse, they'll spend everything into this one. And it doesn't look like they're really going to have too much behind the actual weaponry in terms of the nades. A little bit, at least, able to be pulled out on Dexter, which kind of makes it look a little bit better overall. But he's stuck onto the CZ even in that case. I think that was to drop the op over to Acor.
Let's see how this round is gonna play out. FPX, even if they would lose this, interestingly enough, would have a solid amount of money left. Could buy into the next round as well. Very interesting, but of course they want to win this round and completely break the economy of Mouse. So let's see if they can do so. Now, Very, very slow round to start with. They're both just trying to get one of those, like those easy picks. Rob's down to 42 HP, so that's a big tag. Actually not sure where this was coming from. Of course, it's gonna make it much easier, especially on a player like Rob's. I think for Mouse, like Rob's and Frozen, when it comes to individual fragging power, those are the players to look at. And now Rob's is gonna get finished off. Stiko.
Oh.
Not hitting the shot though.
Yeah, I thought it was going to land at least for the damage. Unfortunately not. And if he decides to re-peek in now, he is going to pay a hefty price, and that would have been his life. So it's a pretty good idea that he decides to back off from that challenge right there. Give up the ramp control. They also, I believe, have called for that mostly because of the rotation already coming down secret. But you've got Farley ready for it. In towards the vents, leaving only one angle now for the actual attack. A missed up shot though by Stiko. Does make things a little bit more awkward. A second follow-up also not going to land. Will eventually actually take a headshot, because why the hell not after missing a few bodies? But it's still falling apart. Somehow ends up in a 2-on-2. Thankfully, with the bomb in a position that Madden's able to come through and stop from being planted. But that gets way too dangerous. A couple of missed shots, as we said there from Stiko, is what really gives a chance for Mouse in the end to get 2 kills and nearly a bomb plant.
Yeah, he must have been kicking himself after that one. And also 3 shots, which at least one of them he should definitely land. But at least, you know, what's most important is that even though it of course makes it cost them more, deals more damage to their economy, at least they won it. It's even worse if you play such a round, and he obviously knows it as well that he missed those shots here. You don't have to tell him that. If you lose a round like this, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, that was on me, that was rough. But now he can actually make up for this. And he's gonna get an ace. He's not gonna hype that up that much because, while it was solid, it was of course an eco from Mouse. 3-3, FPX, they're coming here to fight.
Really? They should play some Counter-Strike. We don't want people scrapping at the first land back. No fight necessary.
KO.
Good work though by Stiko. Nice little new M1 spray downs, I suppose. Those extra bit of body damage, especially against the Kevlarless opponent, seem to be a massive help. But looking like we might see a quicker play. No, it was looking like for a moment there, at least a couple of the players were tempted to maybe try and probe out of Huh. Not going to go for it for now though. With the bit of nades I think that we're going to toss towards outside of the opening moment, seem to have already pulled a player down through the vents. Maybe as a reaction to expecting this vent drop. We'll see though, because it might still be the straight up commitment, or could even be a fake at this stage. BMAS has gotten himself a kill, so I think they've decided now to just bring it back down towards B. The timing! Farley turns away just as they move in towards the ramp.
No.
That is horrible. If he re-peaks now, he would be in so much trouble, and he decides against it, thankfully, having sort of the spidey sense in the back of his mind saying it would be a dangerous plan. They've still got a man disadvantage to recover from, so some risks do need to be taken.
Yeah, indeed. I felt like here, falling back really important to keep it in a 4-on-5, which is still doable. Emmy, the Negan leader, needs to step up right here. They're walking right into his crosshair. They didn't expect him to be in such a position. 1-for-1 trade. Farley, this time yet again with the bad timing, but somehow still stays alive for a little bit longer. He's gonna get taken out. Just too lucky when it comes to that in this round. And mousesports finally are able to answer back here. 4-3. Of course, coming in here as the favorites. The FPX, they're not caring about that. And they're still having enough economy to buy up into this round. And that's actually... Let me see. Should be, yeah, that's actually a full buy coming through here. 2 defuse kits, so... Not all of them on defuse kits, of course, but they have all the nades they need, all the guns they need. It's looking good when it comes to economy, but of course it would be wrecked if mousesports just wins one round. At the same time, mousesports, they will lose all their economy yet again. They're gonna lose a round, so this is the typical round I would call a do or die round right here. Frozen is gonna make his way through outside. Then he knows something's wrong. He can feel it.
I love the forehead cam. Does he have the big brain plays, though, with a head that size? It's not actually massive, it just looks like it. Oh, no, he's not able to. It looked like he was maybe even expecting the player to be there. Unfortunately, Frozen is just way too quick on the trigger for him. Won't be a follow-up shot landed by Farley either, as his camera honestly kind of gave me a nightmare right there. But it's going to be a push towards B in the end now from Mouse. Stiko, I believe, is down here, and he's got a decent position towards the double doors, with one of them blown off, so I don't think this is going to be expected. Obviously, the door not opened out, so it doesn't give it immediately away, but the molly was absolutely perfect to ruin Stiko's plan.
Almost going to be able to get planted by that. Now Farley can run some fear to the players of mousesports. Nade also landing exactly where it should. Be much down to 16 HP. Farley might be able to take him down with the incendiary. Get out there. Ooh, Beamish is able to, and that's perfect, because with this he can take down Madden as well, and the rest of the players on FPX decide to back off. At least for now. But the bomb ticking too fast. I mean, honestly, yeah, you're just gonna save this. That's an AWP. And M4A1S. Saved into the next round, but even then, economy not the greatest, but Madden and Sen still have enough money left that you can justify FPX buying into this round, but this might be a point where you actually want to call for a pause.
Ah, damn it, my game crashed. I'll have to swap over to the feed. My GoTV was...
Yeah, and they paused, by the way. That was where you set me up and be like, hey Josh. Yeah, you're so smart. They paused.
I actually missed it because, as I was saying, my game crashed at a pretty inopportune time right there. I got like some weird little white box pop up from CS.
Okay, no, it's okay. You ruined my spot moment. It's fun. I'm not gonna have one of those for the next 10 games.
You've got it. 5-3 though. mousesports, they still have the overall hold on the game right now, but FunPlus Phoenix, they have a chance to try and pull it back with a relatively decent buy. So as you said, that pause comes out, a bit of a chahad. And they need to win this. If FunPlus Phoenix end up losing this round here, they're back onto the eco at that stage. mousesports are going to head up towards at least 7. And at that stage, we'll have an opportunity to just keep on building off already a great foundation on their T side. So it's kind of now or never that they do need to start turning things around on the CT side.
For sure. There's the buy, 3 M4s. With the silencer, of course, with the buff. If you look at the statistics, M4A4 almost completely disappearing. M4A1S just being very, very strong right now. You can expect a nerf. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets nerfed just slightly before the major. At least I would hope so. The Beamish now is going to find the first kill. Bad news for FPX, who are much need of a round win here. Beamish down to 8 HP is the only lifeline they can grab to. Emmy now finally going to be able to finish him off. There's a second kill coming through. Zen takes down Frozen. Big kill coming through. mousesports, how are they gonna react? Seems like they want to go towards ramp right now. Stiko, and he actually has the weakest weaponry. Just put the 5-7, but it doesn't matter! He's gonna get 2 headshots. Picks up the AK. Rob's still far away. Bomb dropped over to Stiko, who's trying to figure out from where he's coming from. So if Rob sits the timing, maybe he can still get a kill and then the plant. Now it's very unlikely. Robs pushes the Molotov. Gonna get the kill. 30 seconds left. They know where he is. There's no chance, right? There's no chance you get even the bomb plant. I mean, the round win, definitely not gonna give that to him. Maybe a little bit of a chance to get the bomb plant done. But he also needs to hit the right side, because FPX, they're most likely gonna play around each other, you know? Make sure that they don't give up a lot more players, but of course put them at risk of giving up the bomb plant, and they might do that. Look at Robs. Okay. Should have hurt him, but he's gonna get the plant here.
Just about. Thankfully able to get it down, but that's really all he was looking for in the end. The extra little bit of money going to be available. But great work by Stiko in towards the ramp. That double kill is really what starts to swing the whole round back in their favor. And as I mentioned, it was one that they kind of desperately needed to win also. So a very big find. Even get a replay of it. Nice and crisp on the 5-7. You were saying about the M4 though? I don't know. Will it get a buff? Is it really that much better? See, my problem is I'm just so good with the M4. I only hit headshots, so I don't even know if it's any different, man. I kid.
Yeah, but the A1S right now, I mean, considering that it also is cheaper as well, I would expect at least like some kind of nerf, putting it up to the same
like even
amount.
The prices or something, yeah.
Yeah, the price for the M4, like to the price of the M4A4. Because right now, all of
man
this
is dangerous.
Wait, that was a buy round by Mouse, right? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was. Farley, as I said, his name literally means dangerous, I believe. So he just runs up outside and pops off 2 shots, 2 easy kills, fades away. His teammates got a little bit in the meantime as well, and even it goes ahead and ends it off there onto A-Core. So a very convincing round by FPX as they slap down Mouse. Setting up a little bit of a trap for them on outside there, it seemed.
Oh, really well played. Yeah, just answering. And this is the interesting, actually, coming back to the interview, what Sticker said yet again, with Amy being the in-game leader who looks a lot at other teams. And I think this was one of the moments where they actually were ready for whatever Mouse is doing, pushing outside, knowing where Mouse is pushing from, and then answering it directly. And I think this is what you can expect from Amy, where it actually works out quite well against teams who they know how they play. And I think this is one thing which actually makes it a bit easier to play into a team like mousesports. You might be like, what? It's mousesports. They're a really, really strong team. They have a lot of good individual players. Yes, they do indeed. But at the same time, if you are a top team, you always need to be creative over and over again with the game, because you're gonna get figured out. People will analyze you much more. They're gonna put you into the process much more often when it comes to prep and all that stuff. In comparison to a team like Copenhagen Flames, which FPX lost to, it's going to be a lot harder. Even though if there are games you can watch, it's going to be a lot harder to actually prepare for them. So that's also something interesting to consider, where FPX is really looking solid right now and are completely ready for anything Mouse pulls off. You look at this again right now, 3-4 easy kills coming through without an answer from Mouse, and that out drops can make any difference right here. So far, while he has been often a star player for Mouse, he's only on 3 kills. FPX doing really well right here with the prep.
Yeah, 6-5 for FPX. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I think the chat have actually just said it as well there, but I think there's music just continuously running currently.
Oh, I thought I'd just imagined that.
No, it was really happening. Oh, it ends now. Isn't this normally when it plays?
I think. Maybe
now it's just like eerily quiet.
Maybe it's like an on and off switch, so now they actually thought it's gonna be on and then they hit it off.
Either way, the situation over these past few rounds has drastically changed. We went into the previous pause with Fun plus Phoenix being in a pretty dire situation. Now they're leading 6-5 and they likely could have a chance to extend it, although I do notice there's enough for a full buy. There won't be an op, sadly, but I don't think A-Core has really been having a great time on the op either way, so we might be better off sticking to the rifle for now, trying to be a bit more, I guess, having the room to maneuver with that weapon rather than the op.
Really stunned by something else right now outside of the game in my room, because my cat just made an insane jump.
Damn, KZ, man, we get this on stream.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she is gonna get down up there. I might have to worry about that.
Anyway, if you need to go take the cat down so it doesn't fall from wherever it is, there's no worries. I can take over for a moment. I'm sure even horrible Twitch chat is fine with you saving an animal, man. They've got across secret pretty easily. I do believe it should be known that it's a possibility, but they didn't really use a lot of nades to get her, so perhaps we won't see much of a reaction from FPX. They're only now rotating Stico down. He's not in a great position towards either of the steps, so he's not immediately able to note, I guess, that they're coming forward. We'll see what he can do from the bomb site itself, because it seems almost certain that it is going to be hit towards.
To be overwhelmed. They might also not be ready for Robs here, who's still lurking outside of main. Ooh, somehow still stays alive. Finally, they're gonna kill him off, but the problem is they got so much focus on him and so much time that it's all onto Stico. Jumps down. A desperate play. It looked kind of weird, but honestly, that's what he had to do. Falik now coming through. Gets it back to a 3-on-3. Keeps up the chances for FPX to win this round. Robs here. This time coming in just to nuisance. The retake possible? It might be with its nade. Pretty much getting taken down by Frozen in the perfect position. It's gonna get the first. Not all done to Zen. No refrag potential. Flash coming through. Frozen just closing the door. But did you hear the defuse tick? Well, either way, he's not gonna risk it. Opens the door and gets the kill. And mousesports back to a 6-on-6 close round. Still, yeah, Rob's the difference maker for this one.
Indeed, yeah. Could have been a little bit awkward, as you were saying. Sometimes it can be hard with a molly, even if the bomb's right beside you, to actually hear the tick on it, but able to make it work in the end. Frozen pulls off the clutch, and well, with that tying the scoreline back up once again. Fun plus Phoenix still have a decent economy, but they've put most of it now into actually just getting the reinvestment. So if they lose out this one, that's when you really worry, because Mouse will have a path towards potentially even 9 rounds on the T side. So it's not really something that FPX can afford to let happen. So we'll see how it plays out now for them. As of course, it's not quite perfect for Mouse either. They've used pretty much all of their utility on this early push towards outside, only having a smoke and a couple of mollies left alongside those 2 flashes. And might even be looking to split this in towards A, I believe, considering there's a couple players up close on main, and that would be the perfect call, because Maiden and Zen have already rotated down with how much they've focused on Secret in these past few rounds, and this could be the perfect play, or kind of misplay, I suppose, to find a weaken the bomb site at least. Not quite open, there is still defenders there.
Position. Oh, he misses the shot. Uncharacteristic from him. Frozen in the meantime, already taken out Madden and Zen. Probably wanted to go for the refrag scenario there, but that indeed didn't work out. No problem to open up the bomb site. Sticker at least finds this AWP kill, but instantly refragged by Dexter. Probably giving a shout out to his son. Bimash on 30 kills, actually a really outstanding performance by him, and this is something mousesports just has. Talent. Robs, Frozen, Bimash, they're all crazy talented players. Echo actually also performed quite well as well. Another crazy scenario, because when I prepped for mousesports, one thing, I know Robs has been in mousesports for quite some time, but that is already over 4 years. That was crazy to me.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, and Frozen is in the lineup since over 2 years.
So. Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I remember when Frozen couldn't even play FPL because he was too young.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's mad to think that they're coming in as super experienced players now in comparison to some of the other teams that we've been covering anyway throughout the day here on this B stream. But yeah, coming through. This is not a great buy for FPX. They tried to salvage together what they can, but an MP9, a 5.7, a very severe lack of utility and no kits to work with either. Meaning if things don't go their way in terms of the frags, especially early on, then they're going to be in a very troublesome position. And well, Rops creeping forward. They had just cleared out the Huss, so I was going to say if Rops goes forward, this might be unexpected and maybe Maiden would get caught off guard. But for now, he's just going to go ahead and hang on, because again, they're setting up for the A split.
Coming in, but Zen in a perfect position to shut down the push towards main and get sprayed through the wall. Dexter finally able to finish him off, as Zen kind of had to face him. No chance for him. Dexter gets revenge, but that might not be enough, because FPX put themselves in the forward 2 position. Aker is gonna spot out the 1-2, but isn't ready for the player in main. That's Emmy. And then even an MP9 is enough, because Aker isn't facing him. Ooh. Unexpected 1 round by FPX. The mousesports especially are caught off guard by him, by Zen, playing from outside. Really well played. Nuke, of course, that was pretty nice. Gets a player on the hut, gets Deco, but of course didn't expect another player there to be in main, because he only slightly didn't full peek it, because it would reveal his body more towards the bomb site A, so he didn't want to risk that either. So he wasn't sure if there's going to be someone in main or not, and in the end there was someone, so else that definitely was a clutchable scenario for mousesports, but now it's back to 7-on-7, and while FPX buy looked a bit weird, this is gonna actually result in mousesports not having the greatest spawn to buy either. McTannon took a little fast push.
Oh, that's
taken down. Wait, there's a player on site, right?
It was Maiden, yeah. He was running around the bomb site, but he shot his teammate by accident because he'd been blinded up. He's only now actually after spotting an enemy. That was the first time he got any action in that entire execute, and he just goes straight down as his teammates left to try and hang on towards the bomb site, and Farley only able to get the 1, so it's Dexter now up against Sticko. Sticko peeked through. I don't think he spotted him, but Dexter seems to have the information, but he gets his head ripped off. What a shot from Sticko. 8-7 at the halftime in the end, as we do see an extra round just about being salvaged up by FPX. But we are, of course, going to have a little bit of a break, guys, before we see how that second half goes. All right, everyone, we're back. It's been neck and neck so far, as Sticko was just about able to clutch out the one-on-one there in the end to put FPX going into a very strong position towards the end, at least recovering slightly, rather. But the problem is they still did end up conceding 7 rounds over the Mouse on their T side, so it's a strong position for Mouse, especially if they're able to win out this pistol round to kick things off for themselves. That's when you might start to worry a little bit about FPX.
Yeah, indeed. Seems like Emmy's in-game leading is actually working out, at least in this game, against a team like Mouse, which is still a bit more, even of course, if they have depth to their strategies and they have a lot of talent, which often makes the difference as well. They figured out their strategies for sure and often had the answers, and just know how Mouse plays. Really great to see, honestly. So let's see how this pistol round is going to start off, because for both teams, that will give a good advantage here to start with, to get the momentum rolling, and with this maybe close out the game, as Ika is going to be the first one to strike. Madden falling. Players on site here. Bimesh and Dexter. Hold off the push, which is coming in soon. There's a flash coming through. It's not really flashing out Dexter, and actually the rest of the players are rotating towards ramp, and Robs is going to take those all down, right? Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
What? What the hell? My feed, it was incredibly choppy. But even at like 2
same.
FPS, that looked so smooth and crisp. That's how good Rops is. You can make 2 FPS look smooth and crisp, man. All right,
Yeah.
Rops. That was just absolutely filthy. And I said if mousesports could get that pistol round, then the momentum is really going to start going their way. And thank you, because this replay actually looks a lot smoother. And indeed, it was nice and crisp. 3 little one taps. His reaction there towards the end as well. We've seen the fist bumps being thrown his way, and he deserves them, because that was a clutch play there from Hell. Wins them out the pistol round, as I said, to really let them start getting the early lead going here on the CT side and to build up an economy, which, as we said, can get things really scary then when you're on the CT side. While this is a map that's evened out over the years, if the CT side really gets that economy going, it can be so difficult to break it.
And there, the individual prowess of the player also shows and can make the difference here for mousesports to defeat FPX, because right now the game's still very close. Would say, of course, map overall, although it's pretty much figured out, and it's a map which has been in the pool for quite a long time. It's definitely still more CT-sided. So with the pistol round as well, it's still favoring mousesports, but who knows what FPX has prepared, because they might still have a good read on their setups. For this round, it's just Fox, nothing else. They want to at least get planned, and Spadon coming through. Ooh. Valek took down Sticko to make sure he gets the kill on Bimash. Frozen now cashing in with the MP9s. Oh, my cat actually, she was able to jump down. Okay, so she was on my wardrobe, but it was a crazy jump because the wardrobe is actually huge. And she jumped from the scratch tree onto it, so I was worried if she can get down again, but she actually made it.
It's okay. You don't need to call the fire brigade to get your cat out of the wardrobe.
Yeah, she never did that before, funny enough. That was the first time, so I was like, what? She actually
What's your attention?
Yeah, I didn't actually think she can jump up that high, but apparently she can, so that was a bit crazy.
Fast outside control, though. That looks to be the goal here for FPX. They know the economy, or rather the weapons, won't all be there for Mouse, and some of the weaker ones might have been retained into this round, so perhaps that's the idea behind this. Try and keep the range a little bit, get down in towards Secret fast, and, well, who knows what they're going to do with this exactly. They do have most of the presence here, so I would imagine that it's probably going to be a relatively fast movement over towards B. But they've still got Stiko back in the lobby, who's got to try and join up with them somewhere, so we'll see what his goal is going to be on the lurk. Molly down, though. Takes the upper back off of the angle, so Acor not able to do too much, and while he should be able to confirm that there was presence there now, he doesn't exactly know how many players are moving forward, so that was absolutely fantastic.
For sure. Force him back sooner. Later he's gonna find a player though. Only gets the Tachyon foul, like down to 27 HP. He's gonna attack up himself, needs to hit the no scope. He does hit it, but it's just a tag. Hits the legs right there. Then it's gonna stay alive on 15 HP. How unfortunate for him. That's a shame. FPX is gonna get the plant. Sticker also still lurking up on A. I mean, Mouse is in... I look at all of the positions. You can already see it by the movement. They're gonna save up into the next round. That's rough.
Yeah, careful saying rough. Might get your cat going. But yeah, it's a position where Mouse can't really even give it a go. Despite the damage that's on board 2 of the players as well. If they had been aware, maybe they might have went for it initially, but it was getting a little bit late there anyway, so I think that 1 extra kill for BMAS is going to be a pretty solid find. Robs away an AK for himself, upgrade off it a FAMAS, and they'll have a chance to just give this a go again in the following round. With a few more nades behind the buy as well, in comparison to what they had in this one, so it'll be slightly better even.
Let's see. I have an AUG. M4A1S. We actually 2 AUGs. One on Echo, one on Robs. The AK. 4 Bimash. It's up on 15 kills. A great start into this map, for sure. 9-9. FPX quickly answering on the T side. How far can they push this? Let's see. 4 AKs on the knob. Already looking for a lot of outside control. Mouse respects that. Play a bit more passive. Echo trying his luck. Spraying through the smoke. FPX still find the timing to get through this. Dex is now pushing out as well. Wants to see if he can maybe find some players, but there's no gap in the smoke. That setup is definitely clean. No, Aker is gonna jump peek. See if he finds the players. Or watching towards mains, and it's gonna take down Dexter, only having a FAMAS. Maybe Aker can strike now. Still trying to find a player there. He finds one, but he can't get the kill. So now that's even worse because his position is known. They might even flash him out. They might nade him out. Do they have light? Yeah, they have an HE Molotov. Flash. Do they want to work with?
The timing.
Ooh.
This should work out in Akor's favor, actually. I was slightly worried he was about to be peaked on the lower angle there towards Hell, so pretty good that he does decide to transition back on towards the bomb site. It's obviously given quite a bit of room now to FPX as well, so the split is getting prepared on towards the bomb site itself. Akor from below with the AUG needs to hold strong, and indeed sprays down 2 of them. That's the bomb that he manages to drop. And Molly on top of it to waste an extra few seconds. But now they've still got a 2-on-3, and unfortunately that Molly isn't going to waste enough time to deny the bomb plant from coming in. But it did do enough to let Rops get into position now in Heaven. And Frozen as well coming back in from the door. So this is falling apart for FPX. Suddenly Sticko's alone. They know he's in the smoke because he was the one who planted. So they're just going to wait for it to fade away. And he will at that point be a sit-and duck basically. Especially as Rops has completely changed his position. He's not going to expect this.
Yeah, Sticko kind of has to guess where they are as well. And they just know, okay, as soon as the smoke is fading, we got our player. We just don't want to give away our positions. So this Molotov by Aiko might have just bought enough time. And that's actually really, really quick decision making. Like, look at this. He gets the 1-2 really good spray transfer and then instantly goes for the incendiary on the bomb before going down. Really quick decision making that he even thinks about this. That it's gonna slow down and buy time for his teammates to get into position to actually retake this. Really, really smart play by him.
We're just getting close games all throughout the day. I'm absolutely loving this so far. 10th and 9. It doesn't seem like they'll really be separated by too much. The outside smokes this time not actually being followed up by FPX, at least not on the ground. Emmy's going to come down off of the top of Silo, and a very nice shot by Frozen as he drops. That's going to be the early advantage to First Blood taken in favor of mousesports. If they can take this, then there's not going to be really any money left for FPX, and they'll be forced down onto an eco, letting Mouse to really get themselves a lead going here on the CT side. So there is a lot on the line here. Nice shot by Sticko. Didn't actually catch that from his perspective, but Rops was peeking the headshot angle there. Immediately taken out. And again, they've still got a decent amount of time, so they don't have to rush into either of these bomb sites, but they do want to take the challenges. And Dexter and Frozen are going to go ahead and deny them. Farley suddenly left alone. He doesn't have the op to work with, unfortunately, either. I think that's the weapon you'd want in his hands at this point. And the 1-on-3, I'd be saying, then he's still got a shot. With the AK, what can he get done with it? Might even want to back away, it looks like. There's a lot of time, though, if he's looking to save.
Yeah, but that's also a problem. On the T side, that actually ends up being a problem very often. Because most can actually figure out more where the player might be going as well. Might have one player still going for scouting work. Garlic now. I mean, he just hopes to maybe catch out that scout. Get back into a 1 versus 2. But with 20 seconds left, the best he can do... Is he even gonna challenge them? I mean, he has the bomb. Wait, he might as well get the plant here. Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very well played by Mac.
Yeah, being able to get the bomb down, ensuring that he doesn't have to either just die and lose his weapon or else save and not get any loss bonus. So
yeah,
obviously getting the bomb down is a much better choice. He still loses his weapon, but it's going to keep the extra the money in his bank, the money there for everyone else as well with the extra 800. I don't quite know what their economy is going to be sitting on though, loss bonus wise here. We'll have to see in a moment as Frozen continues to waste a bit of time. You can hear his teammates just kind of rallying around up there looking for all of the nades that they can find. Even if it's only a couple £100 worth, they just don't have a great economy right now, so it still makes it worthwhile. They'll take those extra few seconds happily. And yeah, the economy wasn't really there, even with the bomb plant, unfortunately. They could maybe scrape together a buy, but I think at the scoreline, it might be the play rather to just take a bit of an investment to keep the pressure on, to try and keep the economy modest, and then hope to really turn things around in this next gun round to just give yourself a real opportunity.
Yeah. Just imagine, you know, Frozen's pressing E and this key is just not working. It's just like, and we're just like, oh, very smart. He's waiting out the Frozen? Huh? What?
Oh, good nade. No, it wasn't actually. Never mind. I thought his stick go as well, but it only hit Madden and only done 10 damage. I lied when I said it was a good nade. Don't trust me.
Yeah. That wasn't the best one. Let's see. What can FPX do? Most important thing here, of course, as well. While when you have all your guns, you always see all those strategies. A lot of them are already known, and more the quick mid-round adaptations are the important ones. But with all those Tech 9s coming in, you get a lot more unpredictable because you're gonna do a lot of crazy things, and that might be really hard for the CTs to adapt to because they're all gonna get taken down. Only Frozen and Acre left, and nade! That is a great nade! That one. Hits right under Frozen's feet, doing 45 damage. He's still gonna deny the plant for now. Now it's gonna take down Emmy, who had the bomb on his back, so they need to reconsider where they plant. Planting more towards main, but it's still a winnable round. Frozen, that's so much damage. Farlick and Madden, 20 HP altogether. Acre, he's in such an awkward spot. Zen knows this, but he's playing with that. Acre actually just needs to buy time for Frozen right now, because he got the 2 kills, which were left. He's already taking the defuse. That is nasty. Acre.
He's not sticking it yet, though.
Wait! He's not sticking it! Hold up! No way.
He's got this. Surely at this stage, he's just going to peek in and get the kill right now. There we go. He pulled him into the open. Absolutely played perfectly. What the hell was the whole... I mean, obviously he could have went around to the hook, but the whole point was that he was trying to distract for him. I guess the fact that he goes quiet for so long in towards the door, that just wasn't expected. They figure, okay, he can't get past the vent. He's probably just going to go around through the hook. But that's not how Zen approached it. He's big brain. Big brain. He stayed in the door and it worked out absolutely perfectly. And, well, with that now, it's going to be an opportunity for FPX to start working their way back in. That would have been a pretty detrimental one, of course. Mouse would have been taking themselves up a nice little 12-9 lead at that stage. Instead, FPX, off the back of what was a half buy, I believe, are able to go ahead and steal it away. And now it's the eco in for Mouse instead. They do have some pistols, though, to work with. And apparently Dexter has himself a triple already. And
wow,
it's the quad.
Okay, yeah. And Zen's position known. Make sure to not, you know, rush for the AC. Play it smart. Frozen only has a USP. He needs to pick up a gun somewhere. There he does. Okay, he has the AK. 1 versus 2. What an incredible round by Dexter. I'm slowly getting the feeling the 5-7 is actually broken as hell. But finally, he's gonna get shut down. No ace happening, but now Zen's position is known. Frozen, no Kevlar is gonna get taken down. Zen still clutches this out, but it was a bit too tough to deal with. 1 versus 2. Close, but it's gonna be 11-11 nevertheless. mousesports, of course, especially with this. Yeah, look at the 5-7, just one tapping and then wide peeking, taking on Madden. Expecting Emmy in the corner as well, just getting this 4K, and then Zen, of course. I mean, Frozen, as soon as he gets tagged once here, you can see, okay, there's the body shot coming through, and his whole aim is gonna whiff because of the aim punch. He didn't have any Kevlar. So that Mouse even got that close was, of course, something which never should have happened. But even though FPX is going to win the round, Mouse is going to be smart here. They ecoed up last round, so now they have the buy, while knowing they took down 4 players of FPX, while knowing the economy of FPX is not that great just yet. So now is the best moment to actually get back in the lead and then run away with it. If not now, then maybe even never. Maybe FPX can even upset this. So let's see how this round is gonna unfold.
Yeah, the win is definitely still achievable. Ideally, though, they need to be winning out this one and breaking down the economy of Mouse, because that'll let them head up 13-11. If they lose this, on the other hand, Mouse will claim back that lead here on their CT side, and again, things will become a little bit troublesome for them. What the hell was going on with Rops's cam there? I think he was like shaking forward and backwards, but he was incredibly close, so it was just his forehead zooming in and out. I don't know if anyone was paying attention to that, but it got me going. It's been a long day, going a bit crazy at this stage. Cameras adding entertainment, and well, Rops, he's going to have to try and hold strong. Gets the first for himself. Heavily committed, though, to the angle, so there's no chance for him to fall back and stay alive. Can't escape down to B, as normally would kind of be the goal of that ramp player. Instead, gets the 1 kill, goes down, and with his teammate elsewhere also fallen, now Mauser in a really troublesome position.
Yeah, and look at FPX. Instead of just saying, okay, we just got control over ramp, let's go towards it, they're instead interrupting that push, and now they go back towards A, depending on the time. And this actually might be great for Mouse, because Acre pushing out with the AWP, with this teammate, with BMash. Some control, getting some information. FPX will go towards B now, but Dexter is in the control room. Let's see if we can get some kills. Actually, never mind. The smoke in the perfect position. He's the players, though. Maybe we can even sneak his way. I mean, there's a window in between him, so not really, wouldn't be that sneaky. But with the information, he at least can call for the rotation.
Yeah, it looks like they do want to still move in for this retake, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, they might not even be sure of how much damage is being done on towards Zen either. At this point, I'm surprised that they haven't already begun to back away. Time is really ticking against them now. They need to be extremely fast on these frags. It is actually planted up close, as you can see, not really open for the ramp itself. So if they could have dealt with these site players, there may have been some hope, but it's only BMAS who's able to come through with a couple of frags from the door, and it's unfortunately not going to be enough. It's 12-11. FPX do indeed manage to take themselves the lead now. And as I said with Mouse, they weren't able to buy. So if they had a saved over, maybe they could have scraped something together. But without an out, they're left looking at the eco. A few pistols maybe can come true. And while Dexter had done a tremendous job with the 5-7 before, I don't know if you can rely on that once again. And obviously even then, it wasn't enough for them to close out the round and get the win. Bit of damage, I think, is going to be the main hope here for Mouse.
Yeah. mousesports paused for this round. They knew it's a do or die round. It's so important, and they ended up not winning it. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But we might just see an upset here by FPX unless Mouse... Of course, I mean, they still have a few rounds to work with. Maybe they pull out a crazy pistol round, but really look for some pushes here to see if they can find players of FPX. So far, they can't. And you know, when the surprise attack actually doesn't work on the side of Mouse, it's getting more and more likely that FPX is actually gonna pull it off. But still, FPX gonna be kept on their toes, because those players with those pistols, they're unpredictable. They could be in any corner here. You can see how they want to play a bait and switch here as well around the stairs, with BMash being in the vents, just waiting to drop out. FPX playing it very smart, not falling for this one. Dexter gonna play, well, not gonna play anti-flash. He's gonna get flashed. mousesports down to 3. And they find a kill back now, and with this, yeah, the round pretty much done. Best they find some exits, find a gun for the next round, but of course it was just an eco round. But even then, you gotta feel the tension here. You know that mousesports, they could always have this one round where they're out of nowhere, they explode, they take them all down. But it's not gonna happen right now. FPX getting closer and closer to the victory. 13-11 it's gonna be. And it just takes 3 more rounds, and Stico now also making sure that mousesports has no way to take any of those AKs away from them.
Shouldn't be happening anyway. Rob's just up in heaven, not going to be given any chances. Gets to hang on to his Kevlar at least, which will be a little bit helpful, I suppose, here into this round, where he is actually the one with the weakest economy by a pretty decent margin as well. That's probably because of the investment, of course, that came in. But this buy is not going to be perfect. If they want to get the op, it'd be glass cannon on towards A-Core. He will go for it in the end. He'll get a smoke and a flash behind it. But as I said, this is not a perfect buy, and when it's one of your last attempts at a full gun round as well, it's got to be a little bit saddening to see that you are lacking in certain regards. Not even having a kit, I don't believe, here to work with either. So if they lose a bomb site, that's going to be trouble. And well, it looks like FPX want to move a bit quicker. Indeed, straight out of door, trying to take the fight. It's not the drop that they go for, despite even the molly being put down on the hood right there. It didn't seem like Emmy was able to slow himself down in time. His W key a little bit stuck, maybe. There is a chance, though, for them to go ahead and punish this ramp aggression. They actually just back away as Rops goes through.
Oh, the timing.
That's unfortunate, honestly, because that would have been their best chance to quickly equalize the situation. But they might still catch it, because Rops is going to keep going, rather, into lobby. Indeed, he does some decent damage in return. No, he doesn't. Never mind, it's only down to 56 on Stico. It'll be hard to tell until the actual the color fades away completely.
I mean, it's still decent enough. It's going to make it really easy. They just need 2 shots on the set of mousesports, 2 body shots to take down Stico here. With the weapons they have, brings it back to a 4-on-4, and it's almost even between the teams when it comes to player counts and HP. Madden now is gonna take down Frozen. It's gonna change things very, very quickly, and now it starts to get scary for Mouse. Maybe Dexter can make the difference. He's gonna be brave. He's gonna push out Acre in the smoke. They might not expect him, but as soon as he blocks off a player, that might make the difference. Dexter now striking. He's gonna get 2, and now Acre unsuspected. Or is he? No, actually, he is expected. But the bomb is dropped. Dexter should take down Stico as well. What? He's not gonna get the kill, and Bimash only on 8 HP. FPX somehow still collecting the rounds. And this is where you think mousesports' individual prowess is gonna shine, but no, FPX is playing a hell of a game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good start into this half as well, if I recall correctly, for Mouse. So it's a little bit shocking how things have gone down now for them in the end. They've kind of hit a bump, and it seems to have just completely destroyed everything. They went off road, swerving headfirst into a wall. There was no recovery at all to be found. They don't have the money here for a buy anyway, so they're not going to be fighting back in yet. If they are going to go for it, it will likely have to be for the overtime. Which, to be fair, 4 rounds CT side of Nuke, you think of it like that, very, very achievable. With the context of how it's been going for them so far, it does seem a little bit rough. Even the rounds that they do tend to win come down to a pretty close one. In general, most of the rounds tend to be pretty close. That's why even with the vast majority of T rounds so far haven't been won for FPX, that they still don't have that great of an economy. But they have certainly taken some control in these past few.
Mousesport making the brave decision to not force into this one, just with this semi-buy here, using their final tactical pause. They gotta push to their limit. Wouldn't be surprised, of course. You still gotta feel the pressured, even if you have to lead like this on FPX, because you know Mousesport could strike anytime. But let's see what they can do. 5-7 misses all the shots. Nope. Dexter and Frozen shut down. FPX keeping their cool, making sure they can get onto match point unless something really crazy happens, but I just don't see that working out for mousesports right now. They will need 4 rounds in a row, bring this into overtime and win it that way. How's FPX? It's gonna make this upset happening, luckily for mousesports, of course, as well. If you look at the RMR points and a position where they can afford this, because I mean, in the end, pretty sure they already should be qualified with the amount of points they have. And of course, that one loss, they still have good chances to get into players. But oh, maybe that's the difference maker. Ropes is gonna pick up 2 kills, gonna get the AK as well. Beamersh now may be able to actually show up. Zen down to 5 HP. Acre get found. Beamersh going for the chase with the Deagle. He finds Zen. He's gonna re-peek. Lots of damage dealt to Farlick, down to 90 HP. Ropes there to refrag. Oh no, he doesn't get the kill on Stico. And it's match point for FPX.
Yeah, I was going to say, nobody told BMAS about the reduced body damage on the Deagle, because he was still making it work there pretty well. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert it into the round win, despite Rops' strong position. They're catching a couple of players off guard initially as well. But 4 rounds in a row, as I said, is very achievable here on the CT side of Nuke. It's by no means an unimaginable feat. They definitely can make this work. The first of which is probably going to be the hardest, to be honest. If they break through this, then you'll have to see Stico dropping over to the players who are low. That'll then break the economy completely of FPX, and you'll have maybe an easier time against some pistols, perhaps even. And, well, they're not really lacking confidence despite being down in rounds. Frozen goes directly forward on outside. I don't even think he had a flash come over from a teammate, just wanted the fight. Now Dexter tosses one over for the follow-up frag on towards Zen. But Acor's in trouble. He's actually just about managed to hang on with 10 health and eventually get spammed down. And now they've given up even Heaven control, so this is getting a little bit mad. Farley's crept in towards Heaven, and I think he's just going to slow it down for a moment. They have tons of time to work with. He does get spotted, though. Doesn't manage to win out the fight either. Did get the dink on towards Frozen. I thought with the AK he was going to come out on top of that, but apparently not. The molly surely finishes it, at least. Not quite. It's the rifle that has to do it in the end. And he ends up actually taking quite a bit of damage before being able to find that frag also, and now it being left alone, that it certainly is going to be a bit of an issue. 48 health in the 1-on-3, needs to just take the fight somewhere, and he wants to move in towards the bomb site, trying to go ahead and challenge BMAS. It's a bit of a struggle so far, as every time his head pops up, those bullets rain in. Left on 21 now. And that makes it a pretty straightforward finish, as he does finally try and move on to the bomb site itself. So there's the first of the 4 rounds we said were needed for mousesports. Doing it with 3 players alive as well is is kind of necessary right there to ensure that they weren't going to have
Yeah.
any weaknesses in this current buy, because while obviously they can't afford to drop a round, they still need to make sure that they're going to have really strong investments in these rounds themselves, especially with, as I was saying, the buy being here available again for FPX because Sticko was able to drop over.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, interesting to see. I feel like teams still need to get used to the drop mechanic when it comes to nades, because you can see Robs has only one smoke, that's it. That's all he bought into this round, but his teammates could have actually fought for him and dropped him over. So that's something that I don't get used to. But anyways, let's focus on the round. Zen is going to get the first kill. Not surprised by Frozen here. FPX, they want to charge through Secret. Want to make sure this is going to be the final round of the game. Bring it up to 16-12. See if they can do so. Slowly but surely making their move. They didn't even push through Secret. They just left Amy as the lurker, moving back into a main. Having Sticko keeping control over A to make sure that there's no player pushing out. Something quite commonly done. This time it isn't. Mouse not gonna go for the move. Gonna play a bit passive. That might also make it much easier to actually get onto the bomb site. As Sammy is gonna take on B-Rush, the lurk working out perfectly. Does he find the second kill as well? Ooh, Farlik and Emmy both finding kills. That might be it. It's all down to Akon, 1 versus 4. FPX might pull it off. They might pull off the upset here against Mouse in a very, very close Nuke. 16-12 it would be. Unless Akon pulls off something crazy. Let me tell you, I'm already certain that's not gonna happen. FPX. That would be such a great victory to... I mean, in the end, with a few more, they still lost against Copenhagen Flames. A few more to actually get a solid amount of points. Depending on where they finish, Aiko finds this 1 kill, but with the bomb planted, very, very unlucky, like I said, to finish off this round. He's gonna try to peek in again, but they know his position already. He's gonna switch it up. Gonna get figured out. Yeah, no chance, no chance. Just keeps on spamming, and there it is. FPX is gonna win against mousesports 60-12.